Is Beyonce starting a black hair line or some sort of black hair product? So she posts this just 2 hours ago. Just 2 hours ago. Let's look what she posts. A picture of her doing her hair, her curls. Blue Ivy with braids doing her hair. And then she has this not so cryptic message that says, how many of you or how many of y'all know my first job was sweeping hair in my mama's salon? Destiny's Child got our start by performing for clients while they were getting their hair done. I was exposed to so many different kinds of entrepreneurial women in her salon. I saw firsthand how the ways we nurture and celebrate hair can directly impact our souls. I watched her heal and be of service to so many women. Hair, is that herring? Oh, having learned so much on my hair journey, I've always dreamed of carrying on her legacy. I can't wait for you to experience what I've been creating. What could Beyonce have been creating? You know, the fact that there are braids here, you know, the fact that, you know, she's doing her curls, I think it's definitely hair related. The reason why I'm going to lean towards black hair is because first of all, Beyonce's brand has been synonymous with hair. And we know that her mom obviously was her stylist. I think she was her clothes stylist though, but obviously her mom must have influenced her hair career. So when it comes to, you know, Beyonce pioneered the lace front weave. Beyonce pioneered having just like incredible weaves. And then even when she started out, she used to have those braids. So Beyonce has a lot to do with black hair, and black hair is a billion-dollar industry. So I wonder what she's going to do, because there's a lot of things, and I love how Beyonce really pays attention to what's going on in the marketplace. And a lot of people have dogged her entrepreneurial skills because of her peers are doing better than her entrepreneurial, with Rihanna, Kim Kardashian. They're all billionaires, and Beyonce is not quite there yet, even though her tour is set to gross $2 billion, which is undone. That's a whole other video that I need to explain how Beyonce has pioneered in that space. But in this video, we're going to talk about her hair, or this new venture that she's releasing, and this opportunity that she might get to become a billionaire. So I want to bring the billionaire founder of Shea Moisture, Richelieu, I can't remember his last name, but he sold his company, I believe, to L'Oreal for $1 billion, became a billionaire. And so I would not be surprised, because of how influential Beyonce is and how much her brand is aligned with black hair, or just hair in general, that this is a better fit for her than the Ivy Park partnership. And so it's actually so much more in line with Beyonce's brand, because if she did makeup, everybody would compare her to Rihanna, right? She doesn't need to do makeup, but her doing hair it's so in line. It's so in line with Beyonce's brand, even more than Rihanna is aligned with makeup, because Beyonce literally is the black hair icon. She pioneered or tapped into, or just sort of like has not just pioneered, but like has created the trends in black hair, you know? And I would say Rihanna, actually, funny enough, Rihanna probably would have been a perfect person to do this, but Rihanna chose makeup, because back then Rihanna used to have so many different types of hair. So she had the variety. So it would have made sense if Rihanna came out with a black hair brand. But with Beyonce, it just makes sense. And with her sort of black girl magic movement that I want to say happened around Lemonade, and she's pushing themes around blackness, or black beauty, black excellence, black female excellence, to me it makes sense. Now, here's the one thing I will say. She might not just stick to black people. She might take the Rihanna, Kim Kardashian route, which actually I think would be smarter, and create a very inclusive brand for all different types of hair textures. But giving you that fabulousness of a Beyonce. Now, obviously, I'm just speculating. I have no idea what exactly it is that she's going to release. But I do know when I think about Beyonce and I think about her image, her brand, this is so much more in line with her than the clothing line that she had with Adidas. That we all sort of agreed that didn't really make sense. It's not synonymous with the Beyonce brand. But black hair and like weaves, especially after her song Brown Skin Girl, especially with Blue Ivy having, you know, an afro, and people just, you know, Blue Ivy was wearing afros before it was cool. As of late, in recent times, she's wearing black afros or her hair out before it was cool, and exhibiting her black hair, her natural hair, before it was cool, or just as it started becoming cool, right? And also Jay-Z, who has the sort of almost dread look. He does have dreads now. So Jay-Z's hair too. So both of them have just sort of pioneered this natural black hair aesthetic, which Beyonce never was able to, because it's not aligned with her brand. But because of Beyonce's history with hair, and she explains that her mom owned a salon, that's where she started. So she's going back to her roots. So to me, I would just think it's black hair, but it could be very inclusive. Now, one thing I will say is I think about how there's a thing that's going on in America right now where there's a lot of Asian ownership of black, I would say black beauty, the black beauty industry. So that's around nail salons, that's around, you know, hair, where you buy black hair products, a lot of Asian ownership. And that's not an attack on the Asian community. It's just a system that white supremacy put in place. There's a whole video. I'll probably put a link to the video. This Asian woman, it breaks it down how, you know, when Asian immigrants came here, black people were denied loans, black people were denied business loans, all sorts of things. And those opportunities were given to the Asian American community. I'll put a link to that video down below. She breaks that down. But there's a lot of conversation around Asian ownership of black hair or black beauty. And it's like Beyonce this woman is just so genius. Her team is tapped into the conversation, emerging trends and emerging conversations in the black community. And this conversation is happening right now in the black community on social media, TikTok, YouTube, all over the place, right? Go Google it or go search it. Asian business in black beauty, right? Asian ownership in black beauty in America. This conversation is trending. So her coming out with her own brand that seems to be hair, so it's in the beauty industry. And I'm assuming it's going to be black hair, but we can see that she's not fully committing to black hair because she is wearing a weave here and she's curling her hair. And then she does have Blue Ivy with the braids. So she's showing us that she's being inclusive of different hair textures. Even though we know that her hair is a weave. But I think this tells me that Beyonce is telling us that she's moving into this hair space and she's going to have this black ownership of black or hair. And I don't know if it's only going to be hair. I think Beyonce would do a disservice to her brand if she only served the black community. I think she needs to go inclusive like Rihanna. But when I say inclusive, she still has to make sure she masters each and every specific hair, community. And here's the irony about all of this. The irony is that she has the potential, if this does well, she has the potential to be richer. And I hate to compare them, but richer than a Kim Kardashian, richer than a Rihanna. And this is, to me, I don't know how long she's been working on this. To me, you know, I made a video about the PR stunt that she did with her last project with Adidas, and how, you know, Kim Kardashian, Rihanna sort of outsmarted her in that. And I broke down those. Go watch that video. I'll also link to that video. But now it's like she has found the answer. And I wonder, has she been developing this for some time, or is this a new thing? Who knows? And is this going to be something that she's partnering with other people to execute? almost like the LVMH and Fenty partnership? Or is it going to be something that's like when she did that vegan thing and she just, I don't know, promoted some chef's meal that was already pre-made? Is it a quick fix product or is it a long-term product? That's going to determine whether this is really going to be a billion-dollar brand. The question is, how much time has she put into it? How much time has she put into developing it? Now, when it comes to Beyonce and her billionaire status, one thing that I think somebody pointed out that was so interesting to me is that whilst all these other artists like Kanye, like Rihanna, you know, they did their thing in music, but they kind of did all these other things. Beyonce has stayed focused and specialized in music. She stayed committed to her music career. And this is why she can create a concert and demand $2 billion in sales, allegedly projected, that she could get $2 billion. It's unheard of. It's never, even the biggest artists, the biggest commercial artists, even the white ones, the Justin Biebers, the Taylor Swifts, they can't do those numbers. And so Beyonce has shown that her niche is in performance. That is where she shines her best. That's where she's focused on. So as these other people, like the Kanyes and the Rihannas, can go off and do deals and sell other things, Beyonce has her husband doing that. Beyonce's husband is already in the billionaire status. Beyonce is focused on her craft. And she's now made her craft into a $1 billion business, which is unheard of. The question now is, how much ownership does she have in this $2 billion stake? And I know Jay-Z has some deals with Live Nation and all that stuff. I have another video. I broke down Jay-Z's Live Nation career and what he's done. Go watch that. I'll link to that down below as well. But the question is, how much ownership does Beyonce have in this? And how much is she going to take home at the end of this tour? That's going to be really, really interesting. But either way, this hair product, I'm excited to know exactly what it is she's releasing. Is it a chain of hair salons? Probably not. I don't think she's going to be in the service business. I think it's going to be product. That's how she's going to make the most money and get the most products off the shelf and reach that billionaire status so she can show her peers that I'm the queen. So that people like me can stop coming online and saying, these people outsmarted Beyonce when she's the freaking queen. So I really am curious to see what exactly she is going to release. And I love how her team are really paying attention to what is going on right now. They have their finger on the gas pedal. They are on it. They know what's happening. They know what's trending. They pay attention to everything. They listen and they adapt. And you gotta love them for it. Beyonce, you know, they say success leaves trails or hints, clues. Yeah, success leaves clues. Beyonce's leaving all the clues. What clues do you spot? Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. You're watching Brand Video Pro. I'm your host, Kenim, and I'll see you in the next one. A peace.